Housefull 4 is a 2019 Indian Hindi language comedy film directed by Farhad Samji and produced by Bala Grandson Entertainment and Folkstar Studios. The film is the fourth installment of Housefull franchise and stars an ensemble cast of Akshay Kumar, Ritesh, Deshmukh, Bobby, Deol, Kirti Sanon, Pooja Hegde and Kirti Kharbanda. The film was half directed by Sajid Khan, who had also directed the first two installments but was replaced by Farhad Samji midway during the shooting. Due to Me Too allegations, Bala claimed the film to be the highest budgeted Indian comedy film. The story is based on reincarnation spanning a period of 600 years from 1419 to 2019. The film was theatrically released in India on 25 October 2019 during the occasion of Diwali, became a box office success. Akshay Kumar is a barber who frequently gets bizarre flashes of a past era. He runs a barber shop in London with his brothers Roy, Ritesh Deshmukh and Max Bobby Deol. The three brothers has misplaced a bag of £5 million which belonged to gangster Michael Bhai. His henchman Big Bhai Manoj Pahawa constantly demands the money. To fulfill this demand, the three brothers get engaged to the three daughters of London's rich business tycoon Thakral. Ranjit Harry is dating Pooja Hegde. Roy is dating Neha Kirti Kharbanda and Max is dating Kirti Sanon. Mysterious circumstances causes the destination wedding to take place in Sitamgarh, India. On arriving in Sitamgarh, Akhri Pasta Chunky Pandey, a bellboy at their hotel, recognizes them and reincarnations of people that lived 600 years ago. For example, in 1419, Harry realizes that the flashes he sees have something to do with what Pasta was talking about. To meet him, Harry drives to the nearby town of Madhavgarh, where he starts to see the flashes clearly. In 1419, Rajkumar Bala Dev Singh Akshay Kumar of Madhavgarh was banished by his father, Maharaj Parikshit Sahni, since Bala tried to kill him to become king. Bala's servant Pehla Pasta Chunky Pandey informs him of Sitamgarh, a nearby kingdom whose king Maharaj Surya Singh Rana Ranjit is looking for grooms for his three daughters, Rajkumari Madhu, Kirti Sanon, Rajkumari Mala, Pooja Hegde, and Rajkumari Meena, Kirti Kharbanda. Bala plans to marry Rajkumari Madhu, the eldest princess, so that he becomes the Maharaja of Sitamgarh. Bala meets Bangdu, Maharaj Ritesh Deshmukh, an effeminate dancer teacher who has an affair with Mala. Meena is secretly in love with the brave bodyguard of three princesses. Dharamputra, Deol, Bala helps the two couples get together and enlists their help for uniting him with Madhu. The plan works and Maharaj Surya Singh Rana announces the wedding of Madhu with Bala, Mala with Bangdu, and Meena with Dharamputra. However, Suryabhan shared Kalkar Surya Singh Rana's nephew wants the throne for himself. He kills the brother of Sitamgarh's enemy clan's leader Gama, Rana Dugapati, and frames the three couples for it. On the day of the wedding, Gama storms into the palace and fights them to avenge his brother. During the fight, Bala realizes that he now truly loves Madhu, even though initially she was just the path of the throne for him. During the fight, the wedding mandap altar collapses and kills the three couples along with Gama. Back in the present, Harry realizes that the grooms are set. Back in the present, Harry realizes that the grooms are set to marry the wrong brides. Pasta helps Harry remind Roy and Max of their lives as Bangdu Maharaj and Dharamputra respectively. Just then they are introduced to Pappu Rangila, Rana Dagubati, a Qawwali singer and the brother of the girls. He is the reincarnation of Gama but has no recollection of his past life. Meanwhile, Pasta finds a painting of their past lives. Wedding Day, which shows Bala with Madhu, Bangdu with Mala, and Dharamputra with Meena before they can show this painting to the girls to remind them of their past lives. It gets in the hand of Pappu Rangila and he remembers his life as Gama. Pappu crashes the wedding and a fight plays out. The fight makes Pooja and Neha remember everything. Soon Michael Bhai Sharad Kelkar, now revealed to be the reincarnation of Surya Bhan, shows up at the wedding for his money and shoots Gama. Kirti remembers everything when she sees Michael Bhai and also reveals that the wedding mandap hadn't collapsed on its own. It was broken down by Surya Bhan to kill everyone so that he could be the Maharaj of Sitamgarh. Michael Bhai recounts his past life and boasts how he got Gama's brother killed. Pappu Rangila hears this and pushes Michael Bhai into the collapsing mandip, thus getting his revenge. The film ends on a happy note with Harry marrying Kriti, Roy marrying Pooja, and Max marrying Neha, thus completing their 600-year-old love story. Casting Akshay Kumar as Harshit, Rajkumar Bala Dev Singh. Harry is a barber who forgets things that just happen when he hears a loud noise. He is the reincarnation of Rajkumar Bala Dev Singh, a menacing prince who desires for the throne. Ritesh Deshmukh as Rohan Roy Sinha Bangdu Maharaj. Roy is a barber and Harry's brother. He often mixes up genders while speaking. He is the reincarnation of Bangdu Maharaj, an effeminate royal dancer teacher. Bobby Deol as Kabir. Max Sinha Dharamputra. Max is a barber and Harry's brother. He is short-tempered and often resorts to punching. He is the reincarnation of the brave warrior Dharamputra. Kirti Sanon as Kirti Thakral, Rajkumari Madhu, Kirti's Max Finance, and the reincarnation of Rajkumari Madhu, who was Bala's Harry Finance. Pooja Hegde as Pooja Thakral, Rajkumari Mala. Pooja is Kirti's sister, Harry's Finance, and the reincarnation of Rajkumari Mala, who was Bangdu. Maharaj Roy Finance. Kirti Kharbanda as Neha Thakral, Rajkumari Meena. Neha is Kirti's sister, Roy's Finance, and the reincarnation of Rajkumari Meena, who was Dharmaputra's Max Finance. Chunky Pandey as Aakhri Pasta, Pehla Pasta. Aakhri Pasta is a bellboy who remembers everything from his past life as Pehla Pasta, who was Bala's servant. Rana Daggubati as Pappu Rangila. Pappu is a Qawwali singer, and the reincarnation of Gama, an extremely strong tribal leader who wants to avenge his brother. Ranjit as Surya Thakur is a rich business tycoon and the reincarnation Maharaja Surya Singh Rana of Sitamgarh. On 27 September 2019, official trailer of the film was launched by Foxstar Studios. The film was theatrically released in India on 25 October 2019 during the Diwali festival. Koimoi gave 3.5 stars out of 5 and said Akshay Kumar, Ritesh Deshmukh and gang gift us unlimited fun this Diwali. Komal Natha of Film Information said Housefull 4 is not a very entertaining fare and has ordinary merits. On the one hand is the festival period which will work in its favor, and on the other hand is the word of mouth which will work against its interests. Sriparna Sengupta of the Times of India, giving 2.5 stars out of 5, noted that due to general silliness, there were mindless comic moments and senses of lowbrow humor in the film. She opined that it was a drag in portions and jokes were stale. She concluded overall, Housefull 4 ends up as a complete mad capper, which, if you are a fan of the Housefull brand of comedy, might appeal to you. But if you are not, then proceed with caution. Trade analyst and critic Taran Others gave the film 1.5 stars out of 5 and called it as disappointing, criticizing writing, direction, and over-the-top performances. He noted that it is the weakest film in Housefull franchise, which failed to make audience laugh. Housefull 4's opening day domestic collection was Rs 16.50 crore. On the second day, the film collected Rs 17 crore. On the third day, the film collected Rs 13 crore, taking total opening weekend collection to Rs 46.50 crore. As of 5 December 2019, with a gross of Rs 231.67 crore in India and Rs 48.60 crore overseas. The film has a worldwide gross collection of Rs 280.27 crore and have become 7th highest gross Bollywood movie of 2019. The film's music is composed by Sohail Sen, Farhad Samji and Sandeep Shirodkar, with lyrics written by Farhad Samji, Sameer Anjan and Vayu, Bahut Raja Bahar Aja, composed by Lakshmikant Pyarelal, sung by Asha Bhosle. From the 1977 movie Chacha Bhatija was recreated as the Bhoot song. Also, the music of the song was remixed from the song Amaru Let's Do Kumudu, composed by Devi Sri Prasad of the movie Kladi number 150. Bala Bala by Tony Montana. Music was created as Shaitan Ka Sala. The makers of the film officially got the rights to remake the original songs after 6 months. Director Sajid Khan was originally scheduled to direct the film in October 2018 in the wake of the ongoing Me Too movement in India. Khan was accused by actresses Saloni Chopra, Rachel Bhatt, and journalist KMA Upadhyay of sexual assault and misconduct. Following the accusations, shooting for the film and that he would not work with the accused until the investigation was complete. Later on, Nana Patekar too left the production in the wake of allegation of sexual harassment by Tanushree Datta. However, later on, he was given clean chit by investigation agencies, and now it is to be looked whether he will be called again for the movie scene. He was removed from the movie only because he was accused. Farhad Samji, who co-directed Housefull 3, has replaced Sajid Khan as the director. Housefull 3 is a 2016 Indian Hindi language action comedy film co-written and directed by Sajid Farhad and produced by Sajid Nadiadwala under the banner of Nadiadwala Grandson Entertainment. The film is the third installment of the Housefull franchise and is distributed by Eros International. The film stars Akshay Kumar, Jacqueline Fernandez, Abhishek Bachchan, Nargis Fakhri, Ritesh Deshmukh, Lisa Hayden, Chunky Pandey, and Jackie Shroff. The film was theatrically released in India on June 3, 2016 and grossed Rs 1.954 billion worldwide on a budget of Rs 85 million. The film starts in London. Three robbers attempt to steal jewels from a building but are captured by the police. 6 years later, Batuk Patel, Boman Irani, a wealthy and successful businessman, is shown disapproving marriage of his three beautiful daughters Ganga, Jacqueline Fernandez, Jamuna, Lisa Hayden, and Saraswati Nargis Fakri, as he believes that the previous ladies in his family were doomed because of marrying. One night at a friend's party, the girls reveal to their friend that secretly they each have a boyfriend who are Teddy, Ritesh Deshmukh, a Vanny Bracer, Bunty, Abhishek Bachchan, who wants to be a rapper, and Sandy, Akshay Kumar, who wants to own his own football club. When the girls tell their dad about them, Batuk takes help of a restaurant owner, Akri Pasta, Chunky Pandey, who dresses up as the family's fortune teller, who claims that when the girls' husbands first see, speak to, or set foot into Batuk's house, Batuk will die. The girls, wanting to keep their boyfriends, make them have fake disabilities. Sandy pretends to be crippled, Teddy blind, and Bunty mute. At Pasta's restaurant, Batuk reveals to Pasta that his daughters are actually the daughters of Urja Nagre, Jackie Shroff, an underworld crime lord who handed the girls, promising not to reveal his name to them as he was in jail. Batuk has planned to marry the girls to his three sons, the robbers who tried to steal the jewels. Unbeknownst to him, Nagre has arrived in London. While the girls prepare a wax statue for Batuk, the boys go into town, where the boys are observed by him to be disabled. Bunty appears crippled, Sandy blind, and Teddy mute. Later, Nagre asks Batuk about his daughter's future husbands. Batuk says that he knows three normal men who are suitable for the daughters. Batuk takes Nagre to a Gurdwara to see his sons, Rishi, Sameer Kochar, Rohan, Nitikin Dheer, and Rajiv Arav Chaudhary, claiming they are orphans who do community service. Nagre chooses the three suitable for his daughters. At Batuk's house, Nagre claims that Batuk owns him £50 million. Nagre gives the boys 10 days to make up the money, or the girls must marry the chosen boys. During these 10 days, Nagre and his sons will also live in Batuk's house, meaning that the girls' boyfriends must act in front of just as they were observed by Batuk and Nagre during a party. The girls get Rishi, Rohan and Rajiv drunk. The next day they are happy to have sex with their respective girls, only to find out that they had sex with maids. The maids request compensation or they will sue them. Nagre surrenders to his daughter's pleas of love. The next day, the girls take their boys to church for confession because they felt that they were mocking disabled by having the boys act as if they were disabled. After this, the boys feel guilty as they were marrying the girls only for money. They go to the warehouse of Madame Tussauds to meet their girlfriends. They instead find Bartok's sons whose goons attack them. While Teddy and Bunty fight them, Sandy hears Teddy say Indian and Sundi arrives trying to kill Sandy. Batuk also arrives who is blackmailed by the boys to divide Nagre's fortune into 7 shares. More people come as shares increase considerably. Nagre arrives and attempts to kill everyone in warehouse while the lights turn on and off. As the girls arrive, Rishi, Rohan and Rajiv see them and hold them at knife point in front of Nagre, Sandy, Teddy and Bunty. Then rush to save the girls, injuring themselves in the process. The girls forgive the boys and Batuk reveals the whole story planning, and the girls and their boyfriends reconcile with Urja Nagre, the girl's real father. The film grossed approximately 15.25 crore, $2.1 million US dollar. It grossed 16.30 crore, $2.3 million US dollar net in India on its second day. By the end of its opening weekend, the film had grossed approximately 100.3 crore, $14 million US dollar worldwide. The film's final domestic gross stands at rupees 110 crore, $15 million US dollar, and overseas gross stands at rupees 85 crore, $12 million US dollar, thus taking the total worldwide gross to rupees 195 crore, $27 million US dollar. The music of Housefull 3 is composed by Sohail Sen, Mika Singh, Sharif Toshi and Tanishq Bagchi, while the lyrics are written by Sameer Sen, Farhad Sajid, Sanjeev Chaturvedi, Mamta Sharma, Arafat Mahmood, Rani Malik, Manoj Yadav, and Danesh Sabri. The background score is given by Julius Pacquiam. The music rights are acquired by T-Series. The first song of the film, Pyar Ki, was released on 24 April 2016. The full music album was released on 10 May 2016. Housefull 2 is an 2012 Indian Hindi language action comedy film directed by Sajid Khan and produced by Sajid Nadiadwala under the banner of Nadiadwala Grandson Entertainment. Uncredited remake of the Malayalam film Matupatti Makan. It is distributed by Eros International with songs composed by Sajid Wajid. Housefull 2 is the second installment of the Housefull film franchise. The film features an large ensemble cast of Akshay Kumar, John Abraham, SN, Jacqueline Fernandez, Ritesh Deshmukh, Shreyas Talpade, Jareen Khan, Sehzan Padmasi, Chunky Pandey, Mithun Chakrabarti, Rishi Kapoor, and Randhir Kapoor, while Johnny Lever, Boman Irani, Neelu Kohli, and Suparna Marva appear in it. Housefull 2 theatrically released in cinemas on 5 April 2012, made on a budget of Rs 53 crore $7.4 million. It received mixed reviews from critics, but its collection and buzz before release was more than its predecessor, with a worldwide gross of Rs 186.82 crore $26 million. The film proved to be a major economic success, the fifth highest grossing Bollywood film of 2012 and among the highest grossing Indian films of all time. The film opens with two cousins, Hina, Ashin, Thotumakal, and Bobby, Jacqueline Fernandez, the daughters of two opposing families who hate each other very much, start quarreling over something relating to their duties of animals, law authority. Their fathers Chintu Rishi Kapoor and Dabu Randhir Kapoor are half brothers who hate each other to the very core. Even their wives hate each other. Chintu wants the richest son-in-law for his daughter Hina, while Dabu too wants the same for his daughter. Bobby आखिरी पास्ता Chunky Pandey, a marriage counselor, is ordered by both Chintu and Dabu to find the best son-in-law. Akhri Pasta brings Mr. Babbani Virender Saxena to discuss Babbani's son Jay. When Chintu misinterprets one of Akhri's comments, who says that Jay looks neither like his mom or dad and may be an illegitimate child, Mr. and Mrs. Babbani did not hear Akhri's comments, and Chintu verbally abuses Babbani while shouting. Babbani suffers from a condition that affects his heart when he hears loud noises. Due to Chintu's shouting, Babbani suffers a heart attack, landing him in a hospital. Babbani's son Jay Shreyas Talbade comes to know for of this and gets angry, then vows revenge, telling his friend Jolie Ritesh Deshmukh, who is the son of billionaire JD Mithun Chakrabarti, to go to Chintu, agree to marry his daughter, and then break off the wedding at the last minute. Jolie is busy trying to introduce his girlfriend J. Lo Jareen Khan to his own father and does not want to get involved. He suggests Max, John Abraham, their former college mate and a pickpocket, to do the job. Jay goes with Max as his driver, but somehow they end in the wrong house and go to Dabu's house. Jay and Max later find out their mistake. Jay, still wanting revenge, doesn't know what to do, and Jolie suggests another former sleazy college mate, Sunil aka Sunny, Akshay Kumar. Jolie goes with Sunny as his bodyguard because Max and Sunny are sworn enemies and has Dabu's house and Chintu's house are right next to each other. Their plan may get destroyed. Sunny and Jolie encounter a crocodile and Max and Jay encounter a snake. Each of the girls has their pets. They manage to survive the attack, while Hina and Bobby are at a cruise. They accidentally end up on an island. Max and Sunny become friends again when Sunny tells him the truth about his college girlfriend, who forced herself on Sunny and pretended that Sunny was touching her incorrectly, while Hina and Bobby become friends too, as Bobby helps Hina remove a thorn that pricked her back. They find a resort and go home. Dabu gets Jolie. Max John Abraham engaged to Bobby and Chintu gets Jolie. Sunny Akshay Kumar engaged to Hina. The day of the engagement, Chintu blindfolds Jolie, Sunny and Hina and takes them to JD's house. After seeing the real Jolie holding Sunny's garland, JD believes that Jolie got engaged to Hina. Luckily, Sunny convinces him. Jolie calls them at midnight and reveals that father's secret of being Jakka Daku. He also reveals that his real name is Jwala. After Sunny fools Chintu calls Dabu in excitement and tells him that his daughter Hina is marrying Jolie. The son of JD, confused and believing Max to be Jolie, Dabu takes Max and Bobby to JD's mansion. Sunny handles the situation well by fooling JD by taking the name of goddess Bhadrakali as he is his true devote and tells him the Max is Jolie's friend and Bobby is Max's fiance. Though actually it is true and Max's father is against his and Bobby's marriage. JD then welcomes Bobby, Max and her family to his house and tells them to stay there till Bobby and Max's marriage. Batuk Patel Boman Irani arrives with his daughter Paru Sahajan Padmasi, worsening the situation. Jay and Jolie Jwala come to receive them from the airport, but when they see Parul, Jay and Jolie Jwala lie that Jay is Jolie. Parul becomes happy hearing this as they secretly love each other. J. Lo gives Jolie Jwala the ultimatum: take me to your house or forget me. To help Jolie Jwala, Sunny lies to JD, saying that J-Lo is finance and JD again agrees to let her live there as Sunny takes the name of goddess Bhadrakali. Sunny and Max lie to their respective fathers-in-law that the other guy is the son of JD and a maid servant in the mansion, creating much confusion when Sunny father as well as Max Guru tells them never to break anyone's heart. Sunny and Max tell the truth to Hina and Bobby, enraged Bobby and Hina slap Max and Sunny respectively and tell them that they never want to see their faces again, but thinking that instead of telling the truth, Sunny and Max could have done more wrong with them. The two sisters forgave the two boys on the very next day. Their Jay and Jolie also let off their plan of revenge on Kapoors on Jay's father's advice. Then Hina proposes to Sunny in Sunny's style and Bobby proposes to Max in Max's style. On the day of the four couples' marriage, JD and the other bride's fathers learn the truth about the grooms and that they have been lying so far. Finally, Bobby and Hina convince their fathers to forget their enmity and live together as blood brothers. Chintu and Dabu join hands and so do their wives, but JD was not convinced by them telling the truth. So he turns back into Jagga Daku and starts frightening the families with his gun. He tries to shoot Sunny with his gun as Sunny runs towards JD to save him from the falling chandelier, and then he understands what was happening. In the end, all the grooms marry their respective girlfriends. The sequel of Housefull was confirmed by producers Sajid Nadiadwala on 30 September 2010. The filming started on 9 June 2011 in London and Peterborough. The second schedule started from 1 October 2011 in Filmistan Studio, Mumbai, and the last schedule was shot in December in Thailand, with one of the locations being the Sheraton Krabi Beach Resort. Sajid Nadiadwala hired a Hollywood action set for Akshay Kumar's character. The full album released on 22 February 2012. The making of the song Papa To Band Bajai was leaked to YouTube in early January 2012. Singer Abhijit Bhattacharya filed a lawsuit against the film's producers, saying that the melody for Do You Know had been copied from his 2005 song Paze Jo Bansi. The lyrics were penned by Sameer and the songs were composed by Sajid Wajid. The film score was composed by Sandeep Shirodkar. Though the film was initially expected to release on 1 June 2012, it was announced on 30 September 2011 that the film would be releasing on 6 April 2012. The film had an earlier release in UK on 31st March 2012 due to the Easter holidays. Housefull 2 got a 2,700 screen release, the fourth largest release in the history of Indian cinema, behind Ravan, Bodyguard and Dawn 2, and India's biggest release of 2012, Housefull 2 was screened in 1027 UFO digital theaters on first day when it released. Though Housefull 2's response was more positive than its predecessor, it still received mixed reviews by critics. The Times of India gave the movie 3.5 out of 5 stars, praising the performance of Akshay Kumar and Asin. Taran from Bollywood Hangama gave 3.5 stars and said, "If you are a moviegoer who derives pleasure from loud comedies with over-the-top humor that defy logic at every opportunity, I am sure you will relish this wacky slapstick. If your idea of watching a comedy is to have a good time at the movies, then Housefull 2 is especially designed for you." Megank Dhaniwala from Koi Moi gave the film 3 out of 5 stars. Kanika Sikka of DNA rated 2 out of 5 stars and wrote, "Go in with a promise that you will be entertained, but don't accept an exhilarating journey." Sonia Chopra of Sifi rated 2 out of 5 stars, stating the physical slapstick comedy is straight out of a kid's movie, but it is charmingly rough. You cannot help let out a laugh or two. It's accidentally comic when you have a person with a bullet in his arm, but no one thinks of ringing for the ambulance. You see, long-winded, sappy moral sense lectures are to be given at the very time. Raja Sen of Rediff gave the film 1 out of 5 stars and commented, "Housefull 2 is shamefully bad. So bad that Ranjit, the rapey villain of Yore, who appears in one scene, is the most dignified thing about the film." Rajiv Masan from CNN IBN gave the film 1 out of 5 stars and said Housefull 2 is for 4-year-olds who don't know any better. For anyone with taste or anyone seeking genuine laughs, there's nothing here. The satellite rights of the film were sold in January 2011 for rupees 270 million, $3.8 million US. The music rights fetched an additional rupees 55 million, 770,000 million US dollars. Housefull 2 had a good first day, as it collected rupees 133 million, 1.9 million US dollar net. The movie further collected rupees 128 million, 1.8 million US dollar net in its second day and rupees 160 million, 2.2 million US dollar net in its third day, taking its weekend collection to rupees 420 million, 5.9 million US dollar. The movie collected rupees 65.0 million, 9 lakh US dollar net in its fourth day and 55.0 million, 7.7 US dollars net in its fifth day. The film collected rupees 630 million, 8.8 million US dollar net in its first week.
Houseful 2 lost around rupees 40 million net over the weekend due to the IPL matches and regional films. Houseful 2 had a big second weekend as it collected around rupees 195 million net. Houseful 2 did extremely well in its second week with business around 300 million rupees. The 2-week business of the film is around rupees 925 million rupees net. It further collected rupees 125 million, 1.8 million US dollar in its third week and crossed the rupees 1 billion mark. It was labeled as a super hit by Box Office India. The film's All India distributor share was rupees 580 million. Houseful 2 grossed rupees 1140 million rupees. In India, it was the fourth most successful film of the year, a since third most successful film. Houseful 2 grossed rupees 140 million rupees in 3 days in overseas and overall rupees 180 million in 8 days. It collected rupees 55 million overseas on Thursday and Friday. In UK, it collected €112,000 on Friday. In Australia, Houseful 2 collected $73,000 on Friday. In New Zealand, the Friday collection were 34,000 New Zealand dollars. In the UAE, collection on Thursday were AED 725,000. In North America, it was the second Hindi film to enter the top 10 after Kites with $847, ranking at number 9 behind The Hunger Games, American Reunion, Titanic 3D, Wrath of the Titans, Mirror Mirror, 21 Jump Street, The Lorax, and Salomon, Fishing in the Yemen, with a solid $7,000 average in 121 theaters. Houseful 2 grossed around $5.75 million in 17 days, becoming Akshay Kumar's second biggest grossers overseas after Sing is King. It became the highest grossing Hindi film in New Zealand, grossing $260,000 New Zealand dollars in 3 weeks, thus surpassing Three Idiots and My Name is Khan.
Housefull is a 2010 Indian Hindi language comedy film directed by Sajid Khan and produced by Sajid Nadiadwala, loosely based on the 1998 Tamil drama Kathala Kathala. The dialogues were done by Anvita Dutt, while Nadiadwala wrote the storyline and Rameshwar S. Bhagat served as the editor. It became the first installment of Housefull franchise. The film stars Akshay Kumar, Deepika Padukone, Ritesh Deshmukh, Lara Datta, Arjun Rampal, and Jia Khan. The supporting cast consists of Boman Irani, Chunky Pandey, Randhir Kapoor, Lily T. Dubey, and Malika Arora with Jacqueline Fernandez featured in an item number. It was shot across London and Italy on a budget of Rs 38 crore, $5.3 million. The film marked the last screen appearance of Jia Khan, who died after the 3 years of its release on June 3, 2013. The film was released worldwide on April 30, 2010 to mixed critical reviews in over 750 screens in India. Nevertheless, it proved to be a commercial success. The film grossed over Rs 124.50 crore, $17 million at the worldwide box office and was declared a super hit. It emerged as the fifth highest earning Bollywood film of 2010, only behind Dabangg, Golmaal 3, Rajneeti and My Name is Khan, according to its net collection of 75 crore rupees, $11 million domestically. The film went on to swamp 3 spiritual sequels, Housefull 2, Housefull 3 and Housefull 4, released in 2012, 16 and 19 respectively. The story follows Arush Akshay Kumar, a panoti, an unlucky person who works in bar and gets money as people lose games of poker after being rejected from getting married by Pooja. Malaika Arora Khan, a girl who he dearly loves, he then gets punched by her elder brother, telling him to keep away from her. Arush goes to London to stay for some time with his best friend Bob Ritesh Deshmukh and his wife Hetal Lara Datta, both working at a casino owned by Kishore Samtani Randhir Kapoor. Although at first Hetal is displeased with Arush's presence, he proves to be a kind-hearted man looking for a family. Bob and Hetal decide to get him married to their boss, daughter Devika Samtani Jia Khan, after the marriage on their honeymoon in Italy. Devika leaves him for long time. American boyfriend Benny. Arush decides to commit suicide by drowning in the sea, but is saved by a Telugu girl, Sandy Deepika Padukone, who he kisses when she tries to make him breathe by giving him mouth-to-mouth respiration. Sandy originally thinks Arush is a pervert, but when Akhri Pasta, Chunky Pandey, the owner of Italy's biggest hotel, where Arush was spending his honeymoon with Devika, tells Sandy that Arush is a widower as a joke and his wife died the day of their honeymoon. She befriends him and slowly falls in love with him. What she doesn't know is that Akhri Pasta was only joking. Arush calls Bob and Hetal on Italy, telling him about the entire situation. Sandy then tells them that they helped Arush after the death of his wife. Both misinterpret the situation that Arush lied to Sandy about the dead wife. He later then meets Devika and asks for divorce papers. She then finds out his wife is alive and leaves him. Sandy does not allow Arush to enter her room, so he climbs from her balcony. Pasta thinks Arush is committing suicide and live telecast is conducted. Sandy then switches on her TV and goes to her balcony, but later when Arush manages to clear the confusion, she accepts him. The only way Arush and Sandy can get married is by convincing her elder brother, Major Krishna Rao Arjun Rampal, a strict Indian military intelligence officer who loves his sister and is overprotective of her. Meanwhile, Hetal lies to her father, Batuk Patel Bomanirani, that Bob owns a mansion and they have a child so she can meet him after so many years. On the other hand, Sandy tells her brother that Arush is quite well to do too. The four are then forced to rent a mansion to make Hetal's dad believe that Bob owns it. Confusion prevails and somehow Batuk accidentally believes that Arush is married to Hetal and Bob is the cook. In the confusion, they bring an African child and pretend that it is the baby. Then Krishna turns up earlier than expected, much to Arush's horror that Krishna was the one who punched him earlier, leading to more lies and the two couples making him believe that Arush owns the mansion. For half of the term, the four must pretend that the mansion is owned by Bob, and the rest must pretend that Arush owns it. Batuk Patel
and the landlady.
For half of term, the four must pretend that mansion is owned by Bob. The two workers meanwhile stop the gas from spreading. Everyone comes back to their senses. Arush goes on stage to reveal the truth to Krishna about his ill fate and believes his engagement with Sandy is now broken. Krishna, though, believes Arush is no longer a jinxed loser and instead orders him and Sandy to get married. In the end, Hetal and Bob live together with Patu Patel, and Arush's look changes for the better. Housefull received mixed to negative reviews from critics. Review aggregator website Review Gang rated the film 3.5 out of 10. On website Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds a 43% Rotten rating. Anupama Chopra of NDTV said that it was impossible to take the characters seriously and gave the movie a rating of 2 out of 5. Radiff gave it a 1 out of 5, calling its humor lame. Rajiv Masang of CNN IBN said Housefull makes you cringe in embarrassment and disgust for what passes off as entertainment and cinema these days. Noyon Jyoti Prasara of All India gave it 2 and said what annoys most about Housefull is the fact that Sajid Khan claims this is to be his tribute to greats like Manmohan Desai and Hrishikesh Mukherjee. Both have been great filmmakers and had their respective domains, and Sajid's attempt at combining both ends up has him falling flat on his face. Gaurav Malani from India Times gave it 2 out of 5 and said Housefull is a slap on your senses as the film sticks to the slapstick genre in every literal scene. There are some genuinely funny moments in the second half, especially Boman Irani sleepwalking through his portrayal of Gujarati Sholay. Unfortunately, it fails to salvage the harm caused by the bland, boring, and banal first half. Housefull ends up being a painful experience.
In a rare positive review, Taran others of Bollywood Hungama gave the film a rating of 4 out of 5, saying Houseful is a complete laugh riot and is an entertainer all the way, targeted at the masses. Upon release, the film had a good opening weekend of Rs 410 million in India. This gave Akshay Kumar his biggest opening till date, beating Sing is King. Housefull's opening weekend was the second highest opening weekend collection of all time, behind Three Idiots. By the end of the first week, the film collected Rs 498 million, the third highest first week collection behind Three Idiots and Ghazini. It also broke the 2010 record of biggest first week, previously held by My Name is Khan. Housefull debuted in the United Kingdom at number 2 and collected Rs 80 million and 55 screens in the opening weekend, while in the United States the film collected Rs 28 million on 82 screens in its opening weekend. After 6 weeks, the film netted Rs 1.81 billion. The film was declared hit by Box Office India. Housefull 2010 total box office grossing crossed 1 billion mark. Housefull was released in Blu-ray and DVD in October 2010. The film's DVD went on to become the first Bollywood film to release on a 3-disc edition, as the first disc included the film. The second disc included the video commentary by Sajid Khan, Ritesh Deshmukh, Lara Datta, Boman Irani, and Chunky Pandey, while the third disc included a documentary.
P.L. Thinappan, the producer of the 1998 Tamil film Kathala Kathala, filed a complaint with the Tamil Film Producers Council, alleging that producer Sajid Bala and director Sajid Khan had remade his film into Hindi without proper permission. In his complaint, Thinappan said, "I was shocked when I watched the Hindi film, as nearly 60% of the scenes from Kathala Kathala are there." He also stated that he was in talks with Bala about selling the remake rights for more than a year ago, and the deal did not go through. The film also faced controversy due to mixed version of the song Apni To Jaise Taise, originally from the 1981 film Lavarish, director by Prakash Mehra, music by Kalyani Anandji. The Kolkata High Court restrained producer Sajid Bala from the cinematic use of the song. The film's soundtrack is composed by Shankar Sahanloy. The lyrics are penned by Sameer and Amitabh Bhattacharya. The song Aapka Kya Hoga was remake of the song Apni To Jaise Taise from the 1981 movie Lavarish. The soundtrack met with positive reviews. A bit of glamsham said, summing up the album is another fun ride as we encounter one chart buster after another, and hats off to the trio Shankar, Ahsan Loy, who have once again shown that they have the potential to compose as per the demand of the makers and the script, and gave the album 4 stars. Samir Dev of Planet Bollywood gave 7.5 stars out of 10, stating SCL deliver a fun and frothy soundtrack that serves up a whole heaping spoonful of happiness. Joginder Tuteja, a Bollywood hangama, gave the album 3.5 stars and stated Housefull is a fun album and never takes itself too seriously to turn into a landmark affair that would be remembered for years to come. The songs are meant to be entertaining enough to fit in well with the film's narrative and not allow any full moment whatsoever to come in. Rudel Burman of Sampon Wire awarded the album 3.5 out of possible 5 stars, saying the fast-paced journey that everything is talking currently, it's the survival of what works today. In the aspect Housefull works and ensures that there won't be any dull moment once the songs play on screen. Producer Sajid Najarwala announced a sequel to the film on 30 September 2010. In September 2011, it was reported by director Sajid Khan that the film had begun filming. It features Akshay Kumar, Ritesh Deshmukh, Randhir Kapoor, Boman Irani, and Chunky Pandey from the previous film in new characters. Whilst new additions include John Abraham, Asim Thotumkal, Jacqueline Fernandez, Jareen Khan, Shreyas Talpade, and Shehzaan Padmase. It also stars veteran actors such as Rishi Kapoor, Mithun Chakrabarti, and Johnny Lever in supporting roles. Furthermore, the film was titled Housefull 2 and released on 6 April 2012, getting mixed response from critics. The sequel was more successful than the prequel and was declared a blockbuster at the box office, while some had to say that Housefull had a much more scene. Another sequel, which is being directed by Sajid Farhad, would feature Akshay Kumar, Ritesh Deshmukh, and Jacqueline Fernandez from the previous installments in pivotal roles alongside Abhishek Bachchan, Lisa Hayden, and Nargis Fakhri. The newest edition, released on 3 June 2016, was also a hit. Rajiv Hari Om Bhatia, born 9 September 1967, known professionally as Akshay Kumar, is an actor, producer, martial artist, and television personality who works in Bollywood films. In a career spanning over 29 years, Kumar has appeared in over 100 films and has won several awards, including the National Film Award for Best Actor for his performance in Rustam 2016 and 2 Filmfare Awards for Ajnabi and Garam Masala 2005. Kumar is one of the most successful Bollywood actors of all time. having starred in 113 films, 52 of which were commercially successful. He was the first Bollywood actor whose film's domestic net lifetime collection rose rupees 20 billion to 80 million US dollar by 2013 and 30 billion for 20 million US dollars by 2016. Having done so, he has established himself as one of the prominent actors of Hindi cinema. When he began his acting career in the 1990s, he primarily starred in action films. Later, Kumar also gained fame for his drama, romantic, and comic roles. Apart from acting, Kumar has worked as a stunt actor. He has often performed many dangerous stunts in his films, which has earned him the subsequent Indian Jackie Chan. In 2008, he hosted the show Fear Factor. Khatron Ke Khiladi. In 2009, he founded the Hariom Entertainment Production Company and Grazing God Pictures Production Company in 2012. 2014, Kumar launched the TV reality show Dare to Dance. He also owns the team Khalsa Warriors in the World Kabaddi League. As of 2019, Kumar was on the Forbes list of the highest paid entertainers in the world, and he was the highest paid in India. In 2008, the University of Windsor conferred an honorary doctorate on Kumar in recognition of his contribution to the Indian cinema. In 2009, he was awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India. In 2011, the Asian Awards honored Kumar for his outstanding achievement in cinema. Kumar was born in Amritsar, Punjab, India, to Hariom Bhatia and Arun Bhatia in a Punjabi family. His father was an army officer from a young age. Kumar was very interested in sports. His father too enjoyed wrestling. He lived and grew up in Delhi's Chandni Chowk. And later he moved to Bombay, present-day Mumbai, when his father left army to become an accountant with UNICEF. Soon, his sister was born and the family lived in Kolivara, a Punjabi-dominated area of central Bombay. He received his school education from Don Bosco School, simultaneously learning karate. He enrolled Guru Nanak Khalsa College for higher education but dropped out as he was not much interested in studies. He requested his father that he wanted to learn martial arts further, and his father somehow saved money to send him to Thailand. Kumar went to Bangkok to learn martial arts and lived in Thailand for 5 years, learning Thai boxing. Kumar also has a sister, Alka Bhatia. When Kumar was a teenager, his father asked him what he aspired to be. Kumar expressed his desire to become an actor. After having obtained a black belt in Taekwondo while in India, he studied martial arts in Bangkok, Thailand, where he learned Muay Thai and worked as a chef and waiter. After Thailand, Kumar went to work in Calcutta
present-day Kolkata in a travel agency, in Dhaka in a hotel, and Delhi where he sold Kundan jewelry. Upon his return to Bombay, he commenced the teaching of martial arts. During this time, the father of one of his students, himself a model coordinator, recommended Kumar into modeling, which ultimately led to a modeling assignment for a furniture showroom. Kumar effectively made more money with the first 2 days of shooting than in his entire month's salary. And therefore choose a modeling career path. He worked as an assistant for photographer Jayes Sheth for 18 months without payment to shoot his first portfolio. He also worked as a background dancer in various films. One morning, he missed his flight for an ad shoot in Bangalore. Disappointed with himself, he visited a film studio along with his portfolio. That evening, Kumar was signed for a lead role by producer MOJKRDI for the movie Deol. Kumar made his first appearance as a lead actor opposite Rakhi and Shanti Priya in Sogandh 1991. In the same year, he acted in Kishore Vyas directed Dancer, which received poor reviews. The following year, he starred in Abbas Mustan directed suspense thriller Khiladi, widely considered his breakthrough role. His next release was the Raj Sippy directed detective film Mr. Bond, based on James Bond. His last release of 1992 was Deedar. It failed to perform well at the box office. In 1993, he acted in the Keshu Ramse directed bilingual film Ashant, released in Kannada as Vishnu Vijay, and starring Dr. Vishnu Vardhan, Ashwini Bhave, and Ashutosh Rana. All of his films released during 1993, including Dil Ki Baji, Qaeda Qanoon, Waqt Hamara Hai, and Sainik, did not perform well commercially. In 1994, he played a police inspector in 2 films. Sameer Malkan directed remake of Hollywood film The Hard Way. Main Khiladi, Tu Anadi, and Rajiv Rai directed Mohra, which were among the highest grossing films of the year. Later that year, he starred in Yash Chopra produced romance Ye Dil Lagi opposite Kajol. His role in the film earned Kumar his first nomination for Best Actor at the Filmfare Awards and Star Screen Award. During the same year, Kumar also had success with films like Suhag and the low-budget action film Alad. All these achievements promoted Kumar as one of the most successful actors of the year. In 1994, he appeared 11 feature films. The following year, Kumar played Deol role in Umesh Mehra directed action thriller Sabse Bada Khiladi, which was a commercial success. He proved to have success with the Khiladi series, as in the next year he starred in the 4th film of the Khiladi series, Khiladiyon Ke Khiladi, opposite Rekha and Raveena Tandon. The film was a commercial success. During the film's shooting, Kumar was
injured. He received treatment in United States. Shubhra Gupta of the Times Indian Express wrote in a year and review. It was Akshay Kumar in Khiladiyon Ka Khiladi who pegged the ageless, no doubt about it. He shoved his hair back in a slick little ponytail, much like Steven Seagal, wore ankle-length great coats, wrestled with the fearsome Undertaker, and walked away with the film. Kumar played a supporting role in Yash Chopra directed romance Dil To Pagal Hai 1997, co-starring Shah Rukh Khan, Madhuri Dixit and Karishma Kapoor, for which he received his first nomination for the Filmfare Best Supporting Actor Award. In the same year, he starred opposite Juhi Chawla in David Dhawan directed comedy Mr. and Mrs. Khiladi, fifth installment of the Khiladi series. Unlike his previous films of the series, it failed commercially. Considerable success, however, came with another Deol role in the romantic action film Aflatun. Critic Khalid Muhammad, with critical of the film, approved of Kumar's effort. Akshay Kumar comes to life, given something even slightly different to do. He does. Akshay Kumar comes to life, given something even slightly different to do. He does rise to the occasion. His following releases failed commercially, and this caused a setback to his film career. In 1999, Kumar played opposite Twinkle Khanna in International Khiladi. The film turned out to be an average grosser at the box office. He received critical acclaim for his roles in the films Sitamgarh and Janwar, whilst the former did not make a profit at the box office. The latter turned out to be a commercial success and marked his comeback. In 2000, Kumar starred in the Priyadarshan directed comedy Hera Fairy alongside Paresh Rawal and Sunil Shetty. The film, which was remake of Malayalam film Ramji Rao Speaking, became a commercial success and proved to be a turning point in Kumar's career. Hindustan Times noted that film intense portrayal of the surreality of the human condition. He also starred in the Dharmesh Darshan directed romantic drama Dhadkan later that same year. The film performed moderately at the box office, but Kumar was praised for his acting. Rediff.com review stated that he had proved that he is director's actor and that he has worked hard on his role is apparent. That same year, he performed some of his most dangerous stunts in Neeraj Vora directed action thriller Khiladi 420, where he climbed a running plane, stood on top of the plane flying 1,000 feet in the air and jumped from the plane onto a hot air balloon. In a later scene, he is also seen being chased by a car, dodging bullets, jumping off buildings, and climbing walls. His character in the film had two names and his role received mixed reviews. Sukanya Verma wrote negative roles and Akshay Kumar don't go hand in hand. Akshay is ridiculously over the top and irritating to the core. However, he manages a decent performance as the sober and Sove Anand. Padmaraj Nair of screen, however, believed it was the best performance of his career. His first release in 2001 was Sunil Darshan directed drama Ek Rishta, The Bond of Love. Kumar was praised for his performance in the film. Next, he played a negative role in the Abbas Mustan directed film Aznab while reviewing the film of Rediff.com. Sarita Tanwar termed Kumar the surprise package of the film. She added that he was in total control as the bad guy. The film won him critical acclaim as well as his first Filmfare Award for Best Villain and IIFA Award 2002 performance in a negative role. His first release in 2002 was Dharmesh Darshan directed romantic drama हाँ मैंने भी प्यार किया. He played the role as a blind man in Vipul Amrutul Shah and Sharang Dev Pandit directed his film Aankhein, co-starring Amitabh Bachchan, Arjun Rampal, Aditya Pancholi, Susmita Sen, and Paresh Rawal. His performance in the film was critically acclaimed. Next, he starred in the Vikram Bhatt directed comedy Avara Pagal Divana. Rediff.com review of the film mentioned that his sincerity and intensity seen in Hera Fairy, Ek Rishta, The Bond of Love, and Aankhein seems missing. His last film for the year was Rajkumar Kohli directed supernatural horror film Jani Dushman Ek Anokhi Kahani alongside Manisha Koirala, Sunil Shetty, Sunny Deol, Aftab Sivadasni, Arshad Warsi, Aditya Pancholi, and Arman Kohli. The film was a remake of Kohli's former film Nagin and received mostly negative reviews from critics. Taran others wrote only Munish, Arman Kohli, and Akshay Kumar leave an impact. In 2003, he starred in Sunil Darshan's action film Talash, The Hunt Begins, opposite Kareena Kapoor. While reviewing the film, Taran others wrote, Akshay Kumar is plain mediocre. The role hardly offers him scope to try in anything different
Next, he starred in Raj Kanwar directed romantic drama Andaz alongside Priyanka Chopra and Lara Datta. The film received mixed reviews from critics but turned out to be a commercial success at the box office, the first universal hit of 2003. In 2004, Kumar starred in Rajkumar's Santoshi's action drama thriller Kehke alongside Amitabh Bachchan, Ajay Devgan and Aishwarya Rai. Kumar played the role of Inspector Shekhar Verma, a corrupt, morally bankrupt cop who changes himself during a mission to transfer an accused Pakistani spy, Dr. Iqbal Ansari, played by Atul Kulkarni, from a remote town in Maharashtra to Mumbai. The film and Kumar's acting were positively reviewed by critics. He was nominated for the Filmfare Best Supporting Actor award for his role in the film. His other releases included Dilip Shukla's crime film Police Force and Inside Story. He starred alongside Ravina Tandon, Amrish Puri and Raj Babbar. The film's production was delayed following the breakup of the lead action Tandon and Kumar. Upon release, it received negative reviews from critics. Next, Kumar played Hariom Patnaik, an IPS officer, and Madhur Bhandarkar directed Man at Work. He starred in David Dhawan directed romantic comedy Mujhse Shaadi Karogi alongside Salman Khan and Priyanka Chopra. He played the role of Sunny. Sameer, played by Khan's roommate who pursues Rani, played by Chopra, Sameer's love interests. The film received positive reviews. Taran others praised Kumar and wrote Akshay Kumar is a revelation. The film received positive reviews. The Taran others praised Kumar and wrote Akshay Kumar is a revelation. He surpasses the previous work. His timing is fantastic and the conviction with which he carries off the evil streak in his personality is bound to be talked about in days to come. His performance in the film, the evil streak in his personality is bound to be talked about in days to come. His performance in the film earned him his third nomination for supporting actor at the Filmfare Awards as well as nomination for Best Comic Role. His other films include Abbas Mustan directed Aitraz and S.M. Iqbal's Meri Biwi Ka Jawab Nahi, in the former Kumar played against type. The film's production was delayed following the breakup of the lead actress Tandon and Kumar. Upon release, it received negative reviews from critics. Taran others praised Kumar and wrote, Akshay Kumar is a revelation. He surpasses his previous work. His timing is fantastic, and the conviction with which he carries off the evil streak in his personality is bound to be talked about in days to come. His performance in the film earned him his third nomination for supporting actor at the Filmfare Awards, as well as a nomination for Best Comic Role. His other films include Abbas Mustan, directed Aitraz, and S.M. Iqbal's Meri Biwi Ka Jawab Nahi. In the former, Kumar played against type. As a worker wrongly accused of sexual harassment by his female boss played by Chopra, according to the directors, Aitraz was inspired by National Basketball Association player Kobe Bryant, who was accused of rape by a fan, and the film's development began when they read about his sexual assault case in the newspaper. Talking about the character, Kumar said that it is realistic and could be described as a new age metrosexual man. He added that Aitraz was the boldest film he had done. In his later, he starred opposite Sridevi. The film was shot in 1994 but was released in 2004 after a delay of 10 years. The next year, Kumar starred in Dharmesh Darshan's directed romantic drama musical film Bewafa opposite Kareena Kapoor. He played the role of Raja, an aspiring musician who pursues his love interest Anjali, played by Kareena Kapoor, even after she is married to Aditya Sahai, played by Anil Kapoor. The film received mixed reviews from film critic, but Kumar was praised for his acting. Anupama Chopra of India Today wrote that Kareena Kapoor and Kumar stand out. Taran others wrote, Akshay Kumar does well in a role that fits him like a glove. Later that year, he acted in Vipul Amrutul Lal Shah's family drama Waqt, The Race Against Time, alongside Amitabh Bachchan. Another Priyadarshan directed comedy Garam Masala alongside John Abraham. Waqt, The Race Against Time was a family drama film. The film and Kumar's acting received mixed reviews. Vishal D'Souza wrote Akshay Soldiers, an author backed the role, carrying more of the film's emotional baggage, though he is distinctly uncomfortable in the soapy-wappy scene. The film succeeded at the box office, and his performance in the latter earned him his second Filmfare Award for Best Comedian. His other films included Vikram Bhatt directed action comedy romance film Deewane Hue Pagal and Sune. Darshan directed romantic drama Dosti, Friends Forever. In the former, he starred alongside Shahid Kapoor, Sunil Shetty, and Rimi Sen, while in the latter he starred alongside Kareena Kapoor and Bobby Deol. Both of these films received positive reviews.